Okay, so this week I'm going to discuss modality and the redundancy principle. So the modality principle presents words as speech rather than on-screen text. I'm going to show you my first example. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video there. So basically for the first example, it has little to no text, mostly uses audio. So they had kind of cute, kind of a younger animation style that they utilized. So I think it was good in breaking down key information, but sometimes I felt like there was extra audio that was unnecessary and distracting during the animation, just kind of all the different little sound effects going on at the same time as the speaker was presenting the information. So now the second example. Okay. So the second example of Bill Nye the Science Guy video, there was only text once, and it was the word or the phrase static electricity. So just having it once kind of emphasized the key term, reinforced its importance, and there was a whole bunch of other information given before to describe what it was, but having that one term helped the learner remember what it was during a fast and complex discussion. Okay, so now the redundancy principle. Learners can learn better just with animation and narration. The visual text information, which is presented simultaneously to the verbal information, becomes a redundant material. So it's saying having animation and narration at the same time is good to reinforce information, basically. So, my first example. Oh, let me play this from the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to stop it there. So basically, I thought my first example was a good example of the redundancy principle because it uses visual, audio, and text, even though it just used text as only one word. So the information was given 3 different ways. The graphics and information presented were really simple, so obviously for a younger audience, basic information, but it was kind of hit upon multiple times, even repeated the word in audio twice. My second example is an example that I made myself, which I purposely made a violation of the redundancy principle. So it's actually a snapshot of a PowerPoint slide I made about bats. So this has no audio at all, it's just straight text. So it's kind of overwhelming in terms of information. You don't understand really what the key information is with just text, kind of no guide from it, and information's never repeated. So again, you don't know what the key information is. It's hard for someone to process it and retain information because it does not utilize the redundancy principle. Okay, so how to apply these principles. So I think from these two principles, it's really important to choose what your key terms are going to be to present as text along with audio and visual elements. Um, I think it helps to break away from extra information from what's really important. I also think another thing I want to take away is avoiding unnecessary audio because it can be really distracting. It kind of takes away from the value of information given. And finally, make sure the chosen content suits the target demographic. So if it's a younger audience, have easier, more broken down info, and then still have broken down info, but a little bit more complex for an older demographic. So that is how I'm going to utilize both of these principles.